More importantly, he has 0 appearances in the playoffs. Williamson is the only NBA superstar with a contract that's not fully guaranteed. And
Is Zion Williamson a superstar? Is Zion Williamson a superstar? I do not think so. It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. The Zion Williamson paradox. Let's see what's going on with Zion Williamson, bro. I've been hearing nothing. It's really been nothing good as of late. So
Williamson is the most perplexing player in the NBA.
Showtime.
He's built like a rhinoceros, with the agility and jumping ability of a leopard. When he's not in shape, he looks like the love child of Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal.
Looks like me and Shaq had a baby.
But when he is in shape, he looks like the hybrid of Sir Charles and Diesel when they were in their prime. In February of 2025, the New Orleans Pelicans issued a statement claiming that Zion slimmed down to 264 pounds, the lightest he's been since joining the NBA.
it's probably genetics for him, bro. Because how is 264 at 6'7"? How is that the lightest you've ever been? It got to be something with genetics, bro.
And it showed. In the second half of the 2025 season, Williamson played the best basketball of his career, dominating on both ends of the court. But when the world heard about Zion's most recent weight loss, everyone had the same question. Is it gonna last?
Is it gonna
last? Are we
last?
finally gonna see Zion fully healthy and ready to play?
Take it yourself, he will!
Since he was drafted first overall in 2019, Zion has suited up in only 45% of all possible games. And even more importantly, he has 0 appearances in the playoffs. Williamson is the only NBA superstar with a contract that's not fully guaranteed. And
Is Zion Williamson a superstar? Is Zion Williamson a superstar? I do not think so.
also tied to a weigh-in clause that requires his combined weight and body fat percentage to stay under 295. This is the Zion Williamson dilemma. Is he really a generational superstar ready to lead the Pelicans to success, or a bust? The legend of Zion started in 2016
Not a bust
when
at all.
clips of his insane
Far
dunks
from
started
that.
going viral. Just a few years earlier, Williamson was a 5'9" point guard, and nothing showed that he could become an NBA player, despite strong genetics.
You could tell he had guard. He definitely, because it's a couple plays, fast break, hit somebody with a nice in and out cross. Like you could tell his passing ability. Yeah, you could always tell that. Okay, he was a guard back then.
Zion's father, Lateef Williamson, was a 6'3" collegiate defensive lineman who weighed over 260 pounds, and his mother, Sharonda Sampson, was once a promising college sprinter. But between 8th and 9th grade, Zion sprouted to 6'3". And by the time he was a high school sophomore, Williamson reached his current height of 6'6". And during that quick growth spurt, Zion suffered through immense pain in his knees and back. But when the pain finally subsided, Zion became a freak of nature. Once the pain went away, all this athleticism that I have today came out. I have no idea where it came from, but I embraced it. Suddenly, I had all the ball control skills of a point guard, and with my new weight, I could fly past people trying to guard me. In his sophomore season, Williamson averaged 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 3 steals per game, leading his team to a regional championship. As a junior, Williamson averaged 37 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2.5 blocks.
That's insane. 37, 13, and 3 steals, 2.5 blocks a game. I don't think he's a superstar in the NBA by no means. A superstar in the NBA, he hasn't shown that yet. But I remember because I think me and Zion are the same. Graduated both in 2018 from high school. I remember me and my boy Dakari, RIP my brother Dakari, we was like watching, like, dang, bro, look how high he jumping. Like we was in, I forgot what class we were in, but we would be watching basketball highlights in class, bro. Class obviously that had computers and shit, but it's crazy.
Blocks per game, leading Spartanburg to another title and breaking the state record for most 30-point games in a season. By then, he had become the most popular high school player in the country, with celebrities wearing his jersey and attending his games. In his senior year, Zion continued to dominate, looking like a grown man among children. He led the Griffins to another regional championship, averaging 36 points, 11 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. Zion did whatever he wanted and entertained the crowds with tomahawk dunks, alley-oops, and 360 windmills with either hand. But even though we'd seen high schoolers with that kind of athleticism before, we'd never seen it with someone that looks like Zion. Built like a tank, weighing 270 pounds with a 45-inch vertical, Zion defied the laws of physics and became the most hyped high school player since LeBron James. He could choose where he wanted to go to college, ultimately deciding to go to Duke, where he teamed up with two other blue-chip prospects, Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett. Duke became the first team to land the top 3 high school recruits since modern recruiting rankings began, and everyone expected them to win the national championship. And when the NCAA season began, Zion immediately justified all the hype. In his first college game, Williamson scored 28 points, breaking the school's scoring record in a debut. Against Syracuse, Zion broke the freshman scoring record with 35 points, as well as the record for most 25-point games by a freshman. On February 20th, 2019, with Barack Obama in attendance, Zion suffered a grade 1 knee sprain 36 seconds into the game, after his foot ripped through his Nike shoe, causing Nike stock to drop by $1.1 billion.
Boy, them was Paul's. What shoe? PGs? I think there was PGs. I don't know.
The following day. However, Zion returned from injury on March 14th, posting 29 points, 14 rebounds, and 5 steals in an 84-72 win over Syracuse in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. He shot 13 of 13 from the field, marking the best shooting performance in school and tournament history. Before March Madness, the Zion hype reached an all-time high, and CBS specifically devoted a camera called the Zion Cam to record Williamson throughout the tournament. Zion started the tournament with 25 points in a win over North Dakota State, and in the next round against UCF, he was even better, with 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in a close 77-76 victory. But in the Elite Eight, despite 24 points and 14 rebounds from Zion, Duke lost 68-67 to Michigan State, thus ending one of the most dominant freshman seasons in NCAA history. In 33 appearances, Zion averaged 22.6 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.1 steals, and 1.8 blocks per game.
One thing about him, he played like how big he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the biggest knock on him at the time was, can he create something? Does somebody else create something, then dish it off to him and he comes in and bangs on you? Or can he create something? That was one of the biggest knocks. I remember Gilbert Arenas was talking about it. Him and Lethal Shooter. This is way back when Gilbert Arenas had y'all know who I'm talking about. That the first very first No Chill Gil podcast. You know what I'm saying? Him, I forgot other dude's name, but other bro name, but you know him, and that's when Lethal Shooter came in. It was out on the court. He was saying like Zion. He said he's Shaq's rookie weight, but he's Westbrook's height. You know what I'm saying? Like that back then. For those that know, that was the biggest knock. Was like, what? Like, can he create stuff on post stuffs? Does he have little moves in the post? Like, what is his? You know, like what else can he create for himself? That was one of the knocks they was giving him. But this is a crazy college career.
From the field,
college
which
season.
Ranked second in the country, and was the highest ever field goal percentage by a freshman. After such dominance on both ends of the court, it was a no-brainer for Zion to go pro. And with the luck of the lottery gods, the New Orleans Pelicans got the chance to select first overall. And not a single person was surprised when they used their pick on Williamson.
The New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
But before the season even started, Zion suffered his first injury in the pros. Williamson tore his meniscus in a preseason game and was supposed to be sidelined for 6 weeks, which turned into 3 months, because the Pelicans didn't want to risk anything with their most precious asset. But finally, on January 20th, 2020, Zion made his NBA debut against the Spurs. And for 3 quarters, his first game was largely disappointing because of...
Bro, you know how annoying it would have been, like, mentally? Like, bruh, I get drafted. Then I tear my meniscus in preseason, and then I gotta miss the entire. I didn't play till January. You know how annoying and frustrating that would have been, bro. I don't even remember. I knew he. I watched this game too that they're playing. I watched this game. You know what I'm saying? His first game, I watched it, but I didn't know. Like, I forgot. It's been so long. Pretty much damn near 5 years ago. Like, what play he tore his meniscus? I forgot.
A minute's restriction. Zion struggling to find his rhythm with only 5 points scored. But then he exploded. For a guy projected to be a non-shooter, Zion started hitting threes, making 4 out of 4 and scoring 17 points in a row. The fans in New Orleans and the whole NBA were elated.
Zion for 4 for 4! Welcome to the
everyone believed Zion was on track to become the next LeBron James. Only 2 games later, in his 3rd game, Williamson notched his first double-double.
Detonating on the rim.
And then went on a 13-game streak with over 20 points, which set the NBA record for most consecutive 20-point games by a teenager. During the pandemic-shortened season, Williamson averaged 22.5 points on 58% shooting, along with 6.3 rebounds and 2.1 assists per game. And when the next season started, Zion got even better. For 25 consecutive games, Williamson scored at least 20 points on 50% shooting, which was a new NBA record. And it seemed like he could score at will against any defender in the league. He was like a 5-ton wrecking ball slamming into opponents who just bounced off him, unable to stop his unique combination of size and agility.
It'll be Zion on the hammer.
However, Zion was not just brute force. He also possessed elegance. And it was borderline crazy how someone so big could contort his body in the air so gracefully. If you looked closely at his layups, you'd see an aerial ballet dancer. A man who twists and bends his body to find gaps between defenders' hands to put the ball in the hoop. Even if he was guarded by 2 or 3 players, he was still able to make mid-air adjustments that nobody his size was ever able to do.
Zion on the spin, get to the strong side,
move.
get to the line.
In his 2nd season, Zion made his first All-Star game.
Leonard with the lead pass for Zion, he puts it in.
And for the season, he averaged 27 points, 7
Even right there, looked like he was limping, bro. Like, shit.
Zion, he puts it in.
It's like, am I the only one who peeped that? It looked like he was
27
limping.
points, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists, while shooting an unaveraged 27
Lead pass for Zion, he puts it in.
And for the season, he averaged 27 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 3.7 assists,
That's very
while
good.
shooting an unreal 61% from the field. Williamson ranked 8th in the league in scoring and 8th in field goal percentage in what was one of the most efficient seasons of all time. And then, just when things started going great, another disaster, as Williamson suffered a Jones fracture in his foot. Still, he was projected to be ready for the start of his 3rd season, but when the season began, his return was postponed for December. And then, when December came, the Pelicans said he'll need more time, and that he'll play around the All-Star game. But his return never happened, and Zion missed the entire 2022 season, having to watch from the bench as the Pelicans lost in the first round of the playoffs. It was a huge disappointment, especially since we could see Zion warm up before games, and it became obvious that he wasn't living a healthy lifestyle.
It looked like me and Shaq had a baby.
The fans started questioning Zion's commitment to the game.
No way. This fake video? Because, first off, 27 points is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he's not a superstar because, like I said, I can't give that to you. You made an all-star team. Don't get me wrong. No, some of y'all like, how you not a superstar, bro? You ain't did enough. You got to do more than that.
The fans
Is this fake? This
started
AI?
questioning
It can't be because it's a commercial.
Zion's commitment to the game and wondered if his weight had something to do with him missing the entire season. Despite all the turmoil, the Pelicans offered Zion a contract extension worth $193 million, increasing to $231 million if he made an All-NBA team in 2023. However, the contract was only partially guaranteed based on the number of games Zion played, and if he managed to keep his weight and body fat percentage in check. But when Zion finally suited up at the start of the 2023 season, he was still visibly overweight. And yet, offensively, he was as dominant as ever. Williamson scored 25 points in his season debut, bulldozing through opponents like they weren't even there.
Williamson leans in, couldn't finish, snatches, and scores.
However, defensively, it was clear that the excess weight was bothering him, especially in transition, as he looked sluggish running up and down the court. But in early December, when he got into shape, Zion was named Player of the Week for the first time in his career, after averaging 33 points and 8 rebounds on 70% shooting. On December 28th, Williamson put up a career-high 43 points in a 119-118 win over the Timberwolves.
Oh my goodness gracious. Joe, what are we seeing? We are seeing a superstar in the making right now.
But just 1 week later, he suffered a hamstring injury.
Looked like he pulled up right here, AD. Right side. Yeah, on the run.
And it was reported that he'd miss several weeks. Despite his absence, he was voted to his second All-Star game with averages of 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4.6 assists per game. And just like the year before, Zion's return got postponed. And then it got postponed again. In early April, the Pelicans announced that Zion would miss the remainder of the season, including their play-in game against the Thunder, which New Orleans ended up losing, thus ending their season. However, this was just the beginning of all the Zion drama, because during the summer, Williamson grabbed the national spotlight for all the wrong reasons. After an adult film star named Mariah Mills posted a series of tweets about their relationship.
Now listen, I knew this was going to come up. I'll say it like this, and I'll just keep it real. Zion, we all done made terrible decisions out of lust, including myself. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of us haven't made the same type of mistakes, but everybody's made a terrible decision with a female, like a female you shouldn't even really be fucking with, or you just went, you shouldn't even be doing nothing with her, because obviously it's just not it. But you just so horny, you just lustful, woo. We all make that mistake, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, obviously, but you just, you get that text the next morning like, and then you want to text her like, why did I even do this, bro? You don't text her that, be like, why the fuck did I do this, bro? Like, why didn't I just why didn't I just go be productive and do something else? Why did I feel the need to hit her up and then me and her link, and then nobody's gonna shame you for this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's nothing wrong if you would just hit these or did what you did with these. It was other shit you did.
While Zion was expecting a baby with
and this girl is beautiful. I don't know her as a person. Maybe she may not be beautiful on the inside, but this girl on the outside is beautiful. So
another woman. But despite all the off-court drama and problems surrounding his weight, when the 2024 season started, Williamson was finally healthy and played the best basketball of his life.
The lob. Baby!
Even though his scoring was down to 22.9 points per game, Zion averaged a career-high 5 assists, along with 5.9 rebounds and 57% shooting from the field. His defense also picked up, and for the first time in his career, Zion played winning basketball, contributing to wins on both ends of the court.
Z the distance. Got it away in time!
Williamson led the Pelicans to 49 wins in the regular season, which was the second best result in franchise history.
Played the Lakers,
but in a competitive Western Conference, it was only good enough for 7th place, which meant that New Orleans would have to make the postseason from the play-in. And in that play-in game against the Lakers, Zion played the best game of his career. Even though the Lakers built an 18-point lead in the middle of the third quarter, Williamson dominated in the paint, carrying the Pelicans, who completely erased the deficit.
There goes Williamson down the middle, slashing his way to the hole. Got it!
Williamson's final bucket of the night, a lefty floater around Davis, gave him his 40th point and tied the score with 3 minutes remaining.
Season high 38 Williamson driving inside.
But as the New Orleans crowd roared in delight, Williamson grimaced and grabbed his left hamstring. He knew he was done for the night.
It's a season high 40 for Zion Williamson. The game is tied. Timeout taken.
And it looks like he's hurt.
And without their best player, the Pelicans couldn't complete the comeback. Zion finished with 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. And if he played the whole game, he would have likely achieved a new career high in points. The Pelicans went on to make the playoffs, but without their star, they were overmatched in a 4-game sweep by the top-seeded OKC. Zion still hadn't logged a single playoff minute and felt like he let the team and the fans down. On the bright side, the Pelicans showed that they could compete against the best teams in the West, and with a deep young core, they had high expectations coming into the 2025 season. But then the pattern repeated. Williamson started the year strong, but another hamstring injury forced him to miss 27 games.
He just can't catch a break, and this is why I said he's doing super. All right, let me not double back on what I'm saying. I'm saying he's literally not a superstar because we can't see him for a long period of time. We can't see him, and he's not getting hurt on purpose. Obviously, the only thing he's doing to himself is the eating shit. I don't know if that's playing. I think that probably played a part in the knee shit, but I don't know if the hamstring shit happens regardless of your weight. I think I'm not really have too much knowledge on that as far as like what hurts your hamstring, other than obviously not warming up your body before stretching, not stretching properly before the workout, after the workout, not doing the proper stretches, doing certain warm-ups to warm up your hamstring muscles. A lot of that shit is really just doing cold stretches will fuck you up eventually, you know what I'm saying? But we just don't see him long enough. It's not that he don't got the potential to be that, because clearly when he's playing, he's doing what he's doing, but we don't see him long enough. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing over and over again, unfortunately. So that's why I say he's not a superstar.
And with the injuries to other key players like Brandon Ingram, DeJounte Murray, and Herb Jones, New Orleans won just 5 of their first 34 games, all while Williamson watched on the sidelines as another season went down the drain.
Zion Williamson in a familiar spot on the bench.
You didn't
in
have to
street
say
clothes.
that.
Unfortunately, there's some amazing talent, just has not been able to stay healthy in his career.
To add insult to injury, on January 10th, the team suspended Zion for being late to a team flight. And Pelicans coach Willie Green stated that several offenses led up to Williamson's suspension. The continued spiral led to the Pelicans exploring the trade market for their superstar. But ultimately, they decided against trading Zion, as his value had never been lower. However, when Zion finally returned from the hamstring injury, he was visibly thinner, weighing 264 pounds, the lightest he'd ever been in the NBA, giving us a glimpse of what was possible all along.
It is taken away. Showtime.
After he scored 40 points against Sacramento on February 27th, Williamson put up his first career triple-double with 27 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds in a 124-116 win over the Suns.
Didn't get it.
There's your
Seized
yes,
his
sir.
first career triple-double.
On March 11th, Williamson had another triple-double with 22 points, a career-high 12 assists, and 10 rebounds in a win over the Clippers.
Yep. There's the triple-double. Second career triple-double. He deserves it. Jose at the opposite end.
Defensively, he was engaged and disruptive, crashing into passing lanes and contesting shots at the rim with career highs in blocks and steals. But then, the Pelicans shut him down again. And in the 2025 season, he played only 30 games. It's been 6 years since he was drafted, and Zion still hasn't appeared in the playoffs. So, we're all wondering if his current form is going to last. According to Zion, it will, because he finally started taking care of his body, doing mobility drills, and strengthening the hamstrings that had given him so much trouble in the past. However, if you're a Pelicans fan, you have every right to be a skeptic, because the Zion cycle has repeated too many times. His struggle to overcome injuries is followed up by debates over minute restrictions. Then there's the growing tension between Williamson and the Pelicans medical staff, accompanied by disagreements with the coaching staff and the front office.
Let me make this clear to everybody out there. If I can play in the back-to-backs, I would. I physically, yes, I can. But I work for the Pelicans. They have decided that based off the numbers, it's not smart to do that right now. If that's what they feel, I'm rocking with them on that. But yes, if I could play in a back-to-back, I would.
All of these problems happened multiple times, and we have yet to see Zion playing through an entire season injury-free, without any off-court issues. When he's healthy, Williamson has proved that he can be one of the top 10 players in the NBA, unstoppable in transition, dominant in the paint, and disruptive on the defensive end. His playmaking can also reach an elite level. And even if he becomes a passable shooter, Zion can realistically make first-team All-NBA next season, and maybe even be in contention for MVP. But there's a lot of ifs in that equation, as Zion has left every NBA fan disappointed and wanting more. And with the news of serious lawsuits being filed against Williamson, he's headed for another. And with the news of
I forgot about this.
serious lawsuits being filed against Williamson, he's headed for another offseason where he has to.
I'm scared, bro. I'm so when you get in this position, the girls that throw themselves at you, bro, I don't look down on the dude who just keeps it cool and doesn't really do much to all the women, bro. Just keeps it cool, bro. Because there's a lot of shit that come with that shit, bro. I don't know about this situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it did or if it didn't happen, but it's so much shit, bro. So much shit that comes, bro. When you look at the Anthony Edwards situation, you just keep seeing, and it's hard to really say something because, again, you ain't in that position. You know what I'm saying? You don't have all these women coming at you, you on road trips and shit like that, but damn, bro. I really don't look down on I see y'all clowning Giannis. People will clown Giannis and his wife. Giannis got a wife that's perfect and beautiful to him. But motherfuckers want to clown. How are you an NBA player? Giannis Antetokounmpo, champion, MVP, and that's who you decide to. Yes, I don't see Giannis in any of these blogs. Only time I see him in these blogs is when y'all try to roast his wife. That's it. You're not seeing him in no child support. You're not seeing him with nothing. But y'all want to roast Giannis and his wife? Giannis is doing his thing to me. Y'all want to be with all these groupies and shit like that. Giannis ain't in no paper, no nothing, because he already know what time it is. I'm not saying, yeah, you get tempted to go do something, bro. We in Philly right now. We in Miami, bro. The hoes is on us. We in the club. I'm not saying that you wrong for doing whatever you doing as far as just being with hella women, like, especially if you ain't got nobody. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the shit that come with it after, bro. I don't know how, especially when you got a major face card, you got all this money, people know who you are. I don't know how you move.
Focus on off-court issues that have nothing to do with basketball. However, he's only 25 and could still carve out a Hall of Fame career, but he could also become a bust. It remains.
Nah, he ain't gonna be a bust. He can't be a bust. Even if God forbid the cycle continues, he's far from a bust. Because when he was playing, he was doing what he was doing. I just say he's not a superstar because we got to see you play for at least the season. We ain't seen you play 65 games. We got to see you play for at least the season, bro. Real shit. Before you can get that superstar title. Not like I'm an NBA player. My opinion means anything, but I think other people who been in the NBA could agree. But anyways, if y'all like this video, man, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. More videos coming. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm gone, man. Rest in peace to Kari, X, my grandma. Both our grandmas, and I'm gone. Bam time.